Hey guys! So I have been really into this hobby? I don't know what to call it. I've been really into taking Pokemon cards and Yu-Gi-Oh cards and painting them to look like if they were the full artwork. This is a Growlithe card I painted recently as an example. So today I'm going to show you guys my whole painting process with a couple of the cards from my own personal collection. Now, these cards I have deemed to be good victims for my craziness, so let's go through and pick some to paint. Now, before we get to painting, we need to, pick something to paint. So I'm just going through my cards and and there's my cat. Hello, baby. I don't know why she wanted attention at that moment, and there she goes. Bye. Anyway, at the time of recording this clip, these were the 4 cards I initially selected to paint. Now, I wanted to start with something simple, so let's do this Voltorb. The first thing I do is try to cover up the text and borders with the background color. This usually takes a coat or 2 of paint. Then I'll do some touch-ups and clean up any unwanted paint. Now I just mix some colors to match those little sparks coming off the Voltorb. Now, since those lines are so crisp, I definitely had to go back and forth with the color and then some black to kind of clean up the edges. It was a process. After I finished the sparks, I didn't know what else to do. I knew I wanted to add something to that blank space at the bottom because it was just too empty. So I decided to take a picture of the card and put it into a random drawing app I had on my iPad. The first idea I had was to replicate the purple, yellow, blue pattern that was going around the Voltorb underneath the Voltorb. And I realized I hated it and scrapped the idea entirely and just went with yellow sparks instead. After painting the initial sparks that I planned, I decided that I wanted more, so I sketched them out on the iPad and then put them on the card itself. I'm really happy I thought of drawing it on a digital image before painting it because I felt a lot more confident in the design. Now, something that happens to every single card I paint is paint gets on the back. And I have a very simple solution for this. All you do is you take a wet Q-tip and just gently rub it off. Now that I'm done with the paint, I like to seal up my cards using this Mod Podge spray acrylic sealer. I just shake it up and spray it on. This protects the paint really well and it makes the card look all nice and uniform and smooth. And with that, Voltorb is done. Our next victim is going to be this Clefairy. Just like Voltorb, time to cover up the border. Now, you're going to see all this time-lapse footage, but I spent forever just messing around with this weird space ground. I honestly don't know why it took me so long to get it to a point where I was happy. I just kept putting the light colors and the dark colors and then blending it, and then it was crazy. And look, it's still going. It's still going. Okay, now I started working on the moon in the background. It took me a long time to kind of match the colors and the texture to make the moon kind of look like the original moon. Now that I completed the basic components of the art, I wanted to add more to the bottom and add some things to the blank empty sky. So what I put in the sky? Space clouds! Clouds are just really fun to paint. Now I wanted to add like some crystals on the ground. I don't know, at the time it made sense. But I honestly don't like how they turned out so much. But at this point, I had already committed to the idea, so we're gonna follow through. And here's how it looks with the clouds and the crystals added. Now it's time to clean the back with the Q-tip. And then I sprayed it with sealer. I forgot to record that, sorry. Now the final card I'm going to paint is Grubby! I just didn't feel like painting the Squirtle or the Ghastly that I pulled out earlier in the video, so I found this cute little Grubby in my collection and wanted to, give him a little peach. Now the thing I have the hardest time color matching is any sort of sand or rock. I tried to match the color of sand in the original card, but I just painted over the entire thing because I just couldn't get the colors quite close enough. And here's where I spent forever getting a nice little gradient in the sky. And by the way, if you see like a random metal thing come into frame, that's my fan that I use to help dry the paint faster. Now I'm just painting the original cloud across the entire horizon. I just think it looks really pretty. I didn't want that one cloud to be lonely, so here's some more clouds. Now I'm just adding the shadow underneath Grubby because some of it got covered up when I painted all the sand over with my new color. After what happened with the Clefairy crystals, I didn't want to take any chances. It honestly took me a while to figure out what I wanted to put in the sand. I sketched out some mounds, but they just didn't quite look right. I finally settled on the idea of putting in some rocks. Here we go, we're committing to the idea. I tried to add a mound and then immediately covered it up with the sand color. I did also add some shading to the rock and the sand, so that way they both weren't so, flat. Doing this started to give me Clefairy flashbacks. Cleanup time! Alright, now let's go seal you up. And here they all are. I decided to only keep it to 3 this video because it was already starting to get a little long. Which card was your favorite? Let me know down in the comments. Now it's time for them to go with their other siblings in the tin. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you'd like to see more like these because I'd kind of like to make it a series. Anyway, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Bye-bye!